Surprised to see a woman on one of these? I thought you might be. Would it surprise you even more to learn that I'm an overnight ClickBank millionaire? Don't judge a book, right? And the craziest thing is, I really did make $682.8 thousand, and in just 90 days from 100% free traffic, with a one-click software app that I'm about to share with you in just a few minutes. The same software that total beginners are using to generate up to $200 per day in their first week, $550 per day in their first month, and as much as $1,500 per day in their first 90 days online. And you can bet this software is not using any method you've heard of before, whether that's SEO, banners, auto blogs, CPA, PPC, PPV, forums, or anything else you've even thought about doing. I know that's true, because I made all of that money before I'd even heard of any of that stuff, before I even knew this whole industry even existed. My name's Haley Milano. You probably haven't heard that name before, and there's a reason for that. My life's been crazy up until recently, and I've had to do some things I'm not very proud of. As we get to know each other, you'll quickly realize that I'm the luckiest and the unluckiest girl you'll ever meet. Let's talk about where I was in March of 2009. I had no real skills, no Ivy League education, and the economy hit me a lot harder than it hit everybody else. There's a stupid myth out there that pretty girls will always have someone to take care of them financially. I proved that all wrong. The truth was, I had no one, and I was scared. It was almost like I was cursed when it came to money. Imagine how you'd feel if you were rejected from 17 job interviews in a row. It seemed like anything that I tried led to nowhere, and my bills weren't slowing down. I needed money bad. I had to keep myself in school so I could actually make something of myself. There was only one real opportunity out there for me, and it was a last resort. A friend of a friend kept telling me he had an opening for a dancer at his club. Yeah, that kind of dancer. After months of living on instant noodle soup, I caved in. I started working a few shifts at the Spearmint Rhino, one of the classier establishments, whatever that means. Fast forward to today, and that seems almost like a bad dream. Instead of gyrating for my groceries, I now have my own personal shopper. And with only 10 months online, I cleared my first $1 million in net profit. Don't hate. Here's what a typical month looks like for me now. And here's a bit more. I'm not done. Check this out. The really weird thing is, making money online has not been a struggle for me like it has been for so many of you. In fact, I try not to get too involved. The software does all the grunt work. Now, I know you've bought software from slimy dudes promising you profit nirvana, and you trusted their BS claims, bought their products, and they sucked. Don't lie. You probably thought you were buying an automated way to help pay the bills. If it could bring in even an extra $10 per day, it'd be worth it, right? Instead, what you got was a forum spammer, or worse, a knocked-off keyword research tool with a list of action steps that'll have you working more than the full-time job you've got now. So remember this. The next time you hear a claim from a Guido telling you his software will make you rich, you can bet on two things. One, he's been to my club. Two, he's making his money off you, not his software. I know this for a fact because Spearmint Rhino was the hotspot for their big product launch parties. If you could only hear how they talk about you guys after a successful launch, it'd make you puke. I believe useful idiots was one of the nicer terms they used to describe you. Would you believe these guys admit and brag to me about how they pack up free WordPress plugins anyone can download on Google and sell it off to you as an upsell for $297? Believe it, people. This crap, this is the only reason you're still getting hosed online. And the sea of BS out there has you convinced that real money-making software doesn't even exist. But I'm here to tell you the real deal. It does exist. You've just never come anywhere near it until today. And when you do have a real money-making software system in place, you have no idea how fun life gets and how fast everything in your life can turn around on a dime. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Because I promise you, and I stake my entire reputation on this one promise. All you need to do is click one button. I said one button. to activate the software, and everything, I mean everything, is done for you. And from that moment on, making money isn't something you need to worry about or even think about. It's something you can set your clock to. You know what? Set your clock right now to 1 hour from now. Seriously, do it. I'll wait. Because that's when you'll be seeing your first traffic and sales, if you're lucky enough to get in. Guaranteed. That's how easy this is. And believe me, if it wasn't this easy, I'd have never pulled it off. Ex-strippers just aren't built to make $4,876 per day. And definitely not in these nails. Crazy, right? Well, it's a crazy world out there. I personally saw my entire life turned upside down in a matter of weeks. I went from putting everything in my apartment on eBay just to keep my lights on, to having enough money to pay a personal chef cook my favorite walnut pancakes in bed every Monday. Just a dorky tradition I've had since junior high. I'm getting paid no matter what I do. There's even money pouring in as I record this video. And remember, I knew nothing about internet marketing when this all started. And I didn't do a single thing but hit go on a piece of software. Software I didn't even create. I know how ridiculous that sounds, and how cliche that sounds. And 2 years ago, I tell you, you're a tool if you ever believed such a thing existed. But today, I know better. Listen closely. I don't care how many times you've been misled. I promise you this. Anyone can make money at the push of a button with the right tool. And it's not just possible. It's inevitable. If you think about it, it's just where everything is headed. Just think about all the stuff you already can do with the push of a button. You probably did a Google search today. You probably barely noticed as it turned fancy math equations to scan and sort billions of pages in just a few seconds. It gives me a headache to think about it, but these algorithms can easily process trillions of bits of data and scan tens of thousands of websites. And its speed is growing every day. Now ask yourself, don't you think money-making software is moving just as fast behind the scenes? If there's an algorithm that can do what Google does, how hard is it really to create a formula that finds buyers when they're ripe to buy and just gives them exactly what they're looking for in a totally automated way? Nerdy programmer types have had this stuff for years. I mean, keyword research was automated in 2001. Website building was automated in 2006. Effective free traffic generation since 2008, even though nobody cared to tell you about it. Don't you think somebody by now has put all this together in one package? Into one system that literally spits out money like a rapper at the Rhino? They have. Only thing is, they haven't had any good reason to share it with anyone. And they sure as hell aren't going to release it to a bunch of newbies for $37 a pop. I'm talking about people with names you've never heard of. They exist. It's already happening. And they're getting over-the-top rich while you stay confused and in the dark. How does the next stripper know all of this? Well, strippers know more than you think. If there's an entrepreneur with money anywhere, and he's into chicks, he's been to the Rhino. And these guys love to talk about their money and how they're making it. But nothing prepared me for the group of hustlers who started coming in last summer. These guys were dropping coin like nothing I have ever seen before. They used to cough up $100 bills at the club like they were confetti. I'm talking about guys who would fly in on private helicopters, out trying to fill their every little desire. One of which happened to be me. At their private parties, I got to actually see safes filled with millions guarded by high-tech security systems that would make James Bond jealous. If not for them, my eyes would still be closed as to what's possible. These were ballers, real gurus, making millions only with the power of their coding skills, without ever selling a single thing